Now, the charity Action on Elder Abuse has issued a warning about the dangers of direct debits being fraudulently set up in the name of vulnerable victims.
Yeah, it says that loopholes and a lack of transparency can result in tens of thousands of pounds being stolen from the elderly. It is just one of the issues in this week's edition of Moneybox. That's on BBC Radio 4, of course. So we can speak now to its presenter, Paul Lewis. Paul, good morning to you, as always. This is a horrible story, isn't it? Thousands of pounds, all down to a loophole. Just to explain how this was discovered, first of all.
Yes, well, it was discovered through a lady who came to Moneybox, and she said that after her mother died a couple of years ago, she looked at her bank statements and discovered she was paying very large amounts of money, £600 a month in some cases, to a mobile phone company, to Vodafone. And obviously this was not her phone. The total paid was around £14,000 over a space of 4 years. And when she complained about this to her bank, Lloyds said that they thought that the direct debit had been legitimately set up. Now, Lloyds didn't know about the lady's dementia, which she had before that, but they rejected Sue's complaint on the grounds this was legitimately set up. And when we inquired into it, it turns out that when a direct debit is initially set up, a lot of checks are done. You know who you are, what your income is, what your credit record is, and so on. But after that, you can say to the supplier, Vodafone in this case, that, oh, by the way, can you now send that bill to another bank account, please? Move the direct debit to another bank account. And at that stage, it seems, no further checks are made, except just to confirm the bank account exists. So this is the loophole that this case has identified, and Action on Elder Abuse is now very concerned about.
Yeah, and when we're talking about such huge sums, Paul, I mean, was that money refunded?
Well, that's a bit of a long story. Sue, the daughter who discovered this, had a 20-month battle with Lloyds and with Vodafone, trying to get something done about this. And it was only when, as a sort of last resort, if you like, she came to Moneybox that we looked at the story and thought, well, this absolutely should not have happened. And within a week or two, I have to say, Lloyds did say, yes, we made a mistake in 2017, it apologised, and it did refund all the money and and paid interest on it and some bank charges. So she got all of it back, and as she told us in a rather tearful interview, you know, she'd really had felt she was letting her mother down because she couldn't recover this money. Now, thankfully, she doesn't have that awful feeling.
Yeah, it's astonishing that it takes having to put it, you know, on Moneybox for them to come up with a response. I wonder what Vodafone have said about this as well, Paul, because, I mean, we're talking about huge sums of money. One would also wonder how you can rack up a £14,000 phone bill.
Well, I did do the maths, and it is a few £100s every month, so we don't know. We imagine that this person was perhaps obviously making a lot of foreign calls, perhaps, or even renting it out to someone. We just don't know. But Vodafone has said it followed all the procedures, but it would welcome any initiative that strengthens the direct debit system, and it has, it says, identified an individual and passed that name on to the police. Because another of Sue's frustrations was Vodafone told her, we can't tell you whose name this phone is in or what the number is for data protection reasons. So it wouldn't tell her, but now it has gone to the police and they say they have identified an individual.
Paul, it's good to talk to you. Thanks for explaining all of that. And of course, Moneybox on BBC Radio 4 at noon today. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.